No, I think 11 years ago, I went on a vegan diet after discovering how cruel it is, animal cruelty. After discovering how cows are treated in the dairy industry, how chickens are treated in the farm, I was, never the same person ever again. I realized that milk comes from a point of deep suffering, and I do not want to contribute to that. So I went on a plant-based diet. I went vegan. I had a deep desire to understand what can I do? What can this body, mind and soul do to save as many animals as possible around 10 years ago.
Okay.
So that's when I started Bodhi Greens. The best thing, the solution to the problem is to start a vegan business because that is the key to making plant-based food or vegan food affordable, accessible, available and convenient to people around me.
Yeah.
And I don't have access to people who are sitting in another state or another country. I have people who are next to me, who are around me. So how can I give plant-based food, vegan food to the very people in my community? So that's when I decided that I will start Bodhi Greens. So Dharamshala is a very international culture. To give you an idea, at Bodhi Greens we have served people from 80 different countries at least. All of these people who are coming into the restaurant, they try the food and they give feedback. And I feel feedback is so important for chefs and restaurant owners because that's when we really learn, okay, where did we make the mistake, how can we make the recipe better. This industry is not like the corporate where you're working 9 to 5. If you are starting out without experience, wait, get as much experience as possible.
Okay.
Before you waste the investors' money or your own money, get as much experience as possible. In culinary schools, if you go, you will not be able to, specifically learn vegan cooking. And I don't totally align with the course material that is, being taught in the culinary schools. Simply because of the course material being a little outdated, honestly, and also the course material having a strong emphasis on dairy, cream, butter and olive oil or whatever. So it's not so aligned with healthy cooking in general.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today, guess what, we have Varun Sharma, and he's a chef and he's a vegan chef, I can say that. So yeah, Varun, can you introduce yourself?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm a singer, chef and a nutritionist, and I run these residential retreats in Dharamshala in my hometown Dharamkot. And we also have a restaurant, health food restaurant, specifically focused on whole food plant-based cooking called Bodhi Greens. And we also have a product range, and I'm an outdoorsy person. I love being in the nature. I'm a mycophile. I love wild mushrooms and wild plants and herbs. And I also am an advanced mountaineer. I love climbing, hiking,
Wow.
going around. So that's me. I love playing snooker and I love playing tennis.
Oh my god.
Yeah, these are some of my hobbies. That's what I am.
Wow. It's like whole package, right?
Yeah, that's what life is. Life
I
comes
think
in
you
a
are an
package.
adventure person, I can say that, right?
I love adventure.
Okay.
I love it. I love thrill. I love mountaineering. I love climbing, love hiking. I can spend my entire day in the nature very comfortably.
Yeah, you are a fun guy also.
Thank you.
Yeah. Why you chosen to make this restaurant concept of veganism or healthy food?
No, I think 11 years ago, I went on a vegan diet after discovering how cruel it is, animal cruelty. After discovering how cows are treated in the dairy industry, how chickens are treated in the farm, it's in the factory farm. It's very, very bad, very torturous. So when I realized that, I thought it does not make sense to continue eating the animals. And I was a vegetarian most of my life. I just started to eat eggs because my dad was like, hey, this is a good source of protein, drink lots of milk, eat lots of eggs, as many as you want, because that's supposed to be good. Doctors are saying this and all of that. So I used to believe all of that.
Yeah.
But when I discovered that it's not good for the environment, not good for the health, and especially very, very bad for the animals, I was like, my God, I've always been thinking that this is really bad, and it's finally confirmed. I watched PETA India's video called "The Horrors of the Indian Dairy Industry."
Oh, okay.
It
It's a
was,
documentary
it's
or?
a small 10-minute video,
Okay.
and it dives a little deep, and it changed the way I look at life.
Mm-hmm.
I was, never the same person ever again. I realized that milk comes from a point of deep suffering, and I do not want to contribute to that. So I went on a plant-based diet. I went vegan
After seeing that
immediately.
video,
No,
or
actually, honestly, I think it was the first time I went vegan was when a foreigner in Dharamshala,
mm-hmm.
he came and he said, milk is not good for your health, milk is bad for the environment, also bad for the animals. I was arguing with him, but he was very good in his arguments. So I believed it. I thought in my heart that if until I cannot prove him wrong, I should not really have my everyday milkshake and my everyday milk,
Okay.
my everyday eggs. So I was sort of letting go of animal products slowly. But then after watching Cowspiracy and also this PETA India's horrors of the Indian dairy industry, I could no longer continue. Immediately I stopped.
Wow.
Immediately I stopped. And since then, initially I struggled to make plant-based food, vegan food. I was just boiling corn and sweet potato and just eating that for breakfast.
Okay.
And slowly over the years, because my mom is a very, very good cook. So I used to call her, okay, mom, this is what step of the recipe needs what care, what focus. And so she guided me, always. So it was very nice. And now I am where I am in terms of cooking and my culinary skills. A big thanks to my mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you convince your family also? Like, are they also
They're
following?
pretty much vegan, yes. They have been vegan for almost 10 years now, 8-10 years now. So it's been very comfortable and easy for me last 8-10 years.
Okay.
Since they went on a vegan diet, every time I go home, my mom has basic, dahi, because in Himachal we don't use tomatoes much. We use tomatoes, but we also have yogurt to make our sauces.
Okay.
Gravy, we call it madra. So curry also we make. For example, we have something similar to curry. We call it redu or khoru. So these recipes we make only with yogurt. Yogurt is like the base. So when my mom started making yogurt, it was very easy. Yeah, so luckily now when I go home, it's very easy. My father is a tofu maker.
Okay.
So he became a tofu maker about 8 years ago. He loves making tofu. So that's how, and I think we make the best tofu.
Your father makes that?
Yeah.
Wow.
My father is a tofu maker.
Okay.
And my mom uses the milk to make that my father makes for tofu. She uses some of it to make dahi for the restaurant and for our home as well.
Wow.
So there is always dahi, there is always sort of tofu as a paneer alternative in the house.
Okay.
We don't eat tofu every day.
Yeah.
We eat it maybe 1 or 2 times a week. But we always have it in the kitchen, so it's always there.
Okay.
It's very easy, very convenient when I go home.
Okay.
Yeah. They eat pretty much without oil, very, very little oil, very minuscule oil, if at all.
So, okay, can you tell about your restaurant? How you came up with this? How you got an idea of opening this restaurant? Or this is your family restaurant, or how it is like?
Initially, I was, struggling to cook healthy
Okay.
and right. So I wanted to understand how cooking works. So I was cooking every day for myself. In college time, my friends used to call me Varun Mama.
Varun
or
Mama.
Varun Mama.
Wow, nice.
So because I was the mother, I used to cook and friends used to come and they would eat my food. So I always loved cooking. But, I wanted to take it to another level, obviously. But then also on the side, I was exposed to some research by the International Conference on Animal Rights.
Okay.
Where I had a question that what can I do? Like what can this body, this mind, this soul of mine can do in its actions and its choices
Okay.
that will save the maximum number of animals, because I was just so hurt and traumatized with the way animals are being treated. And I wanted to do everything possible to end this. I don't want any animal to suffer. I don't want any cow to be raped or murdered,
Yeah.
or for her baby to be separated, or
Yeah.
for any chicken to you know, be grown so in such horrible conditions. So I was had a deep desire to understand, what can I do, what can this body, mind and soul do to save as many animals as possible, around 10 years ago.
Okay.
So that's when I started Bodhi Greens. In
Okay.
2015, I started understanding
Mm.
that the best thing, the solution to the problem, is to start a vegan business, because that is the key to making plant-based food or vegan food affordable, accessible, available, and convenient to people around me.
Yeah.
And I don't have access to people who are sitting in another state or another country. I have people who are next to me, who are around me. So how can I give plant-based food, vegan food to the very people in my community? So that's when I decided that I will start Bodhi Greens, and I started making milk. I started with soya milk because I had done the research that soya milk is the healthiest plant-based milk, even though it might not be the tastiest.
Okay.
I was also making coconut milk, almond milk,
uh,
and I was delivering to certain customers in
Okay.
Chandigarh. I'd started this. I'd also organized probably India's first, one of India's first vegan food festivals in Chandigarh. In
wow.
2016, I'd done that.
Okay.
So this was my early culinary exposure. In the festival that I organized, I'd also set up a stall for Bodhi Greens. My friends had helped me come up with the logo. My mother had come down to Chandigarh to help me
Okay.
with the food. So that's how we started. And then Robin from People Farm had invited me. Maybe he was thinking we could collaborate and maybe he could invest, and it didn't work out. But
Okay.
because of him, I came back to my hometown.
Huh.
And from Chandigarh, after finishing my college, I went back to Dharamshala, and I decided to start a restaurant there. And my father was really supportive. So he supported me throughout my journey. He's still very deeply involved in the business.
Okay.
Like, I'm sitting in Auroville and I'm very comfortable and
Yeah.
happy knowing that my father is there,
Oh,
and
wow.
my cousin is there. They're running the restaurant very well. The business is doing well.
Wow.
So
That's
that
nice.
confidence is there. So since the very beginning, they were, in the foundation of the business. His support, the family's support and dedication. My brother was also there. He was taking care of the father's business. Then he was also managing the restaurant with me throughout. He still does anything, like the whole family is in it together.
Wow.
Yeah, mother, father, brother, my cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my staff is also very kind. I wish they were all vegan. Unfortunately,
Okay.
none of them are vegan. Only one of them is vegan. He's currently at Sadhana Forest
Oh, wow.
with us, volunteering. His name is Mahendra.
Okay.
But the others, I think they're understanding, because I'm very adamant. I'm a very strong vegan in terms of my approach to how animals are treated, and I don't want animals to be treated. So the staff at the restaurant, they know that this is what this is what my belief system is, and all of that.
Okay.
So they're slowly opening up to the idea and understanding that, okay, you know what, maybe they should also be vegan. Hopefully they will be vegan very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can.
They're all vegan at the restaurant, because at the restaurant most of the meals
Yes.
are
Vegan.
oil free. And super wholesome, whole grains, beans, leafy greens, legumes, berries, fruits. It's a very good balance. We eat such healthy and delicious food at the restaurant. I'm missing home a lot, really.
Okay.
Right now, it's such a beautiful time to be home.
Wow. Nice. So when you were trying everything, like cooking by yourself, did you learn any courses, or did you went to any particular people to learn? How did you learn those things and all? Your mother is the first teacher, I can say.
Absolutely.
And then who else?
Then Chef Sayuri Tanaka. I did the chef training course in Bali, Indonesia. So Chef Sayuri Tanaka, she is one of the pioneers in vegan food. So I did her chef training course. At the same time, I studied nutrition from Cornell University's Cornell plant-based nutrition course. that really helped me develop a deep understanding of how whole food plant-based nutrition works.
Oh wow! From there, you got to
Yes,
know
from
about all those
Cornell and
concepts.
Chef Sayuri.
Mm.
I also had the privilege of working at the Sibogana Varun restaurant. It's a vegan
Mhm.
restaurant in Bali.
Okay.
I've also spent some time at the New Earth Cooking School by Chef Simon in
Wow.
Indonesia.
Mm.
So that was my foundation,
Mm.
and I'm very lucky because very being from a lower middle class background,
Mm.
I've had to work very hard to give myself that fortune to
Mhm.
be in another country and to spend time with such amazing people, to learn from them.
Yeah.
And so I brought back that expertise with me. Also, Dharamshala is a very international culture.
Mm.
To give you an idea, at Bodhi Greens, we have served people from 80 different countries at least.
Oh.
So we have met people from so many countries, from so many backgrounds, from parts of Africa, from China, Southeast Asia, all of Europe, all of North and South America. So we're very except for Antarctica, all continents, people from all continents have come to the restaurant. All of these people who are coming into the restaurant, they try the food and they give feedback. And
Mm.
I feel feedback is so important for chefs and restaurant owners, because that's when we really learn, okay, where did we make the mistake, how can we make the recipe better. And to get people from international backgrounds was really profound. More than that, there were also many people who wanted to come to the kitchen and cook with us, share
Mhm.
one or two recipes.
Okay.
And over the years, those one or two recipes at a time piled up to thousands of recipes in years
Wow.
and years.
Mhm.
So now we have had so many people from so many parts of the world, mostly from Europe, US, and Israel, because there's a lot of Israeli clients in the restaurant, who have come to the restaurant and taught us so many recipes. And we've really, tried to understand, okay, how are they approaching the recipe? What is the foundation? Because when we look at the recipe video on YouTube by an
Yeah.
Indian chef, it's not the same. When
Okay.
the person from the specific culture is showing you how to make a muhamara,
Mhm.
or how to make a walnut and spinach pesto,
Mhm.
a Georgian style walnut spinach pesto, or how to make a baba ganoush,
Mhm.
then that makes a very big difference. Then you're learning, really deep techniques.
Mm.
One chef Romy, taught me how to make croissants.
Okay.
So I still cherish those recipes, even though I eat very, very healthy. Once a while, I do eat a croissant because it's so tasty. And to make a vegan version, it's a
Did you
culinary
crack it or like?
experience. Yes, we make croissants at the
Oh
restaurant.
wow! And yeah, we
Come,
should
you
taste
should
that.
try.
We should try.
But it's not sattvic, okay?
Okay, it's not
Once a
sattvic.
while.
Yeah, but it is vegan at least.
Yes, absolutely. Everything is vegan. Vegan is my core value.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, but it has used maida or something.
Though let's not talk about what is it made of.
Yeah.
It will not be good for the video.
I just wanted to ask, like, while opening a restaurant, did you find any difficulty after opening in a business or anything like time
I
aspect?
think we are not doing this for money at all.
Hmm.
Luckily, I'm also the consulting chef with the Humane Society International,
Hmm.
and I have had the privilege of visiting or training at over 60 culinary schools, and I
Oh,
have trained over 6,000 students
wow.
across these 60 culinary schools. And in that journey, all the money that I have made through the NGO, which is the HSI,
Hmm.
all of that money has also been used at the restaurant. So
Hmm.
this is just to emphasize that the restaurant is a passion project. It's my life's work, and it's not for money. It's for just me and my family to be there to eat really healthy, nourishing food ourselves,
Hmm.
and to share that same abundance with the patrons who are coming to the restaurant.
Hmm.
It's more for the community rather than for the
Yeah.
for the profits.
Hmm.
And because we have that mindset, we're able to keep going. Because money wise, if you think about it, food costs are really, really high.
Yeah.
Like I was giving you an example earlier,
Yeah.
that the same dishes that the next restaurant is selling, they're using maida noodles, we're using buckwheat noodles.
Yeah.
For example, buckwheat noodles are 3 times more expensive.
Yes.
Sorry, 8 times more expensive than maida noodles. Eight
Oh,
times more
8
expensive
times
than
more.
maida noodles.
And yeah, people will think like, why to pay that much amount?
We are
Yeah.
not charging 8 times more.
Yeah.
They in the next restaurant they're not using shiitake mushrooms and
Yeah.
the homemade non-GMO organic tofu.
Yes.
So the clean ingredients, the because we care for your health if you're coming to the restaurant, even though you don't care about your health.
Yeah.
Maybe you're eating burgers and French fries, but I can promise you that if you eat at Bodhi Greens, you will leave very light and very healthy,
Yeah.
feeling very healthy and light.
Yeah.
So that's because we care about what we're using, right?
Yes.
So, but the next restaurant maybe not caring
Yeah.
for the same. They're selling mutton keema momos
Yeah.
and chicken thupkas and all the pizzas with maida base and processed cheese. We don't do any of that.
Yeah.
We emphasize on oil-free cooking a lot, whole food cooking, focuses on leafy greens. A lot of focus is on leafy greens. A lot of focus is on cruciferous vegetables, whole grains, beans, flaxseed powder, seeds and nuts, lots of herbs and spices. It's not on, trash eating.
Yeah.
So
it nourishes the body also. Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why, because we have that community contribution to the community mindset, it's like a seva for us,
Yeah.
what we're doing at the restaurant.
Wow, that's an amazing thing to hear from you. It's like you are not doing for anything like a profitable thing. You are doing your passion thing, right? You wanted to do seva also in this, and your passion is to cook, and you are doing with this restaurant with that. It's a nice thing. And if anyone wants to open a restaurant, like healthy restaurant anywhere, like what advice you want to give? Like you have so much of experience, so what advice you can give for the newcomer, like a restaurant they want to open for them?
That's a very good question. A lot of people reach out to me. They're like, "Oh, we have made this business plan. We want to execute it."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Hey, have you worked in restaurants before?"
Yeah.
They have not worked.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they don't know what they're signing up for.
Yeah.
This industry is not like the corporate where you're working 9 to 5. This industry gets you to wake up really early in the morning, buying the ingredients and showing up as early to the kitchen as possible. Like I have to be in the kitchen before any one of my team members comes every day without missing a day, and I have to leave the kitchen after they have left.
Yeah.
So it's like leading by example is so crucial. And as a chef and as a restaurateur, there are just too many things to manage. So if you're starting a restaurant, you should be very well aware that this is a science. People from hospitality background, especially IHMs, they do industry training for 6 months. Then they develop a work experience of at least 4 or 5 years in top 5-star hotels and restaurants to really understand how this industry works, how standards and procedures can be very well defined in their upcoming businesses.
Okay.
So if you are starting out without experience, wait. Get as much experience as possible.
Okay.
Before you waste the investors' money or your own money, get as much experience as possible.
Okay.
That's my suggestion number 1. And suggestion number 2, do every task. Know that you can, from cleaning the toilets or doing the dishes to preparing the dishes, preparing the recipes and keeping everything clean and organized, to serving the customers and really understand, from the billing software to the cleanliness and the service experience at the restaurant, your shop and your product range, everything is fully planned. Without a plan, don't don't open anything. Yeah, once you have that, make sure you have the right team. If you have the right team, only then it's going to work.
Yes.
The Sadhana Forest has the best volunteers because it's a volunteer run organization. Volunteers are putting their heart and soul into it. That's the same with any business. If a business has to thrive, the team members have to care for each other. They have to give it back to the business if they're feeling the business is giving to them. So without that sense of ownership, your staff will fail you. So make sure that you hire the right people and your team is right. This is my second suggestion.
Okay.
and have lots of managers in place, because you can't do everything.
Yeah.
You can't manage this monstrous task of running. Even a small restaurant requires so many people, so many work hours. So you don't have to put so much pressure on yourself, because it's so easy to say I can do this by myself, and then in just a few months, maybe in a 1 or 2 years, you will burn out. So it's
Yeah.
important to share that load of responsibility, and it's okay to share profit. Find partners who will, take that ownership. That's my third suggestion.
Wow. Actually, it's a valuable suggestion, so I can say that. So yeah, like I want to ask, like if I want to open a restaurant, can I come to your restaurant and take an experience?
Absolutely, but
Yeah.
but the minimum commitment that we require is 3 months,
3 months.
because anything below that is
Mm.
not sustainable for us, and I don't think you will take as much away.
Mm.
So whenever we are hiring, we want to make sure that you come for at least 3 months with an open mindset of working 8 hours straight at least.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like, and in those 7-8 hours of work, it's your opportunity to learn, but it will be monotonous, but
Yeah.
it will be the same work every day.
Yes.
You will find yourself doing the same thing. Maybe after 2 months you'll be like, why don't they make me do anything else? But
Yeah.
but you know what, that's the secret. You have to be consistent. In the restaurant industry, we believe that chefs have to spend at least 6 years in in on the line for a promotion, for, like, to really get to a culinary level that they can be so refined that they can get a promotion. Otherwise, it's best to just stay at the bottom and just learn and learn and learn. There's too much to learn in this industry. But once you spend those initial 4, 5, maybe 6 years, you will find yourself so much more capable to run a business, and like more than anyone else. The chances of your business being bulletproof from failing will increase so much.
Yeah.
Without that experience, maybe you're just getting into something that is a little too risky.
Yeah.
And with that experience, people will also trust you. It's much easier to get the investors also.
Yeah. Wow, so much things we have learned from you. I can say that I truly appreciate you mentioned that teamwork is actually works. Like even I believe to work in teamwork. Like don't take everything on your head. So give some to other person. Trust the people and just give. And experience. You said experience is more important. Like instead of jumping directly, just take an experience, then go for it, right? Yeah, that's very nice. So even I want to ask, like you might be knowing this answer, so I'm asking just questions, some curious questions. Like if anyone wants to learn about vegan cooking, like where they can, like what are the options you can give where they can learn vegan cooking in India?
So the first one is, obviously, I have a workshop online, and I
Okay.
keep conducting workshops
Oh
and
wow.
retreats. So if you want to expose yourself, you can obviously sign up for one of my programs.
Wow, that's
But
nice.
secondly, there are many chefs. One of my best friends, Chef Pooja Masurkar, she
Okay.
has a dessert. She's a pastry master. So if you're into desserts and pastry, she has a baking school called Pooja's Baking School. And if you want to learn culinary skills with a bit of dessert, but mostly culinary skills, then there's a brand new school called the Vegan School in Porvorim in Goa.
Okay.
And they, I think, run these 3-month programs where you get to learn so many cuisines and a deep practical understanding of how the kitchen works. So maybe signing up for these courses in India would be very useful.
Wow.
I think there is another school in Mumbai. I've forgotten the name, but they also teach vegan cooking, and it's a big school, I've heard, but I've never been to that school yet.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think in India these are the options. We are trying to come up with more and more options. In culinary schools, if you go, you will not be able to specifically learn vegan cooking, and I don't totally align with the course material that is being taught in the culinary schools, simply because of the course material being a little outdated, honestly, and also the course material having a strong emphasis on dairy, cream, butter, and olive oil or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's not so aligned with
Yes.
healthy cooking in general. So my personal values don't align with the
Yeah, those
so
things.
much fat and processed food.
Yes.
So that's why I feel the vegan school, pujas, and even our own is a better idea.
Okay.
In terms of international,
Mm.
um, there are so many chefs. You can look it up. Chef Matthew Kenny from Future Food Institute, Chef Tony Rodriguez from the
Mm.
Tony Rodriguez Academy. There's Sayuri Healing Food Academy in Bali, Indonesia. There's the Alchemy Academy in Bali, Indonesia, in Ubud.
Mm.
So these are some places. There are many, many more, I'm sure. Obviously, if you have the money and the resources, go to Lake Cordon Bleu in Paris or in London. You can sign up for the specific vegan cooking course, and that will be very, very useful. It's I think another 2 or 3 month course.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow. So many, so many are there. Like we have an, you have an option to learn,
professionally.
yeah, from them. So okay, I want to ask one more thing, like last question. Okay, so who are the inspiration? Like how you get this inspiration to continue on this path, or who are the people?
Absolutely. Like I feel every day is a challenge, and life comes with lots of hardships, and it's not easy.
Yeah.
And it's important to sort of brush your knowledge every day so that you're motivated, and you have more reason to just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So if I think of Dharamshala, where I live, I feel there are very few other fellow vegan plant-based people. There are a few, including there's a friend of mine. She's a dentist at the Delhi hospital. She's vegan.
Okay.
And obviously, People Farm. Oh my God, Robin and Shivani are doing some incredible work. They're also nearby. But in terms of the community which is in India, I feel it's very important to mention Dr. Nandita Shah, Dr. Achyutan Ishwar.
Wow.
These doctors have done incredible work in really uncovering the science of whole food plant-based nutrition for common Indian masses.
Yes.
And Subha and Harsh, my God, they've done incredible work in simplifying that knowledge. Every day if you ask me a question on nutrition, I can get into the very, very details and finer details of gut health, nutrition, this endorphins, these neurotransmitters, and this and that. But the way Subha and Harsh communicate with an average person, they've really sort of covered the foundation so well. I feel their work has inspired me so much. I've attended every one of their programs.
Wow.
I love their work. So Sattvic Movement obviously is one of the top ones. Then there are so many other people to mention. There is Nidhi Nahata from Just Be. There is Upasana from Café Grace. They're doing some incredible work. The Bangalore community is probably the key. Then apart from the whole food plant-based community, the vegan community is also even bigger. People from Good Food Institute, Human Society International, all animal welfare organizations. The community is very, very big. Obviously, Earth Cafe in Mumbai. Like every vegan restaurant out there, the Terrasan Cafe in Auroville. There's just so much. So many people doing so much now. The community, when I first went vegan 10 years ago, it was hardly anyone. But now the community is so big and vibrant. It has a long way to go. And I feel, with the more and more people joining us, and this community will only grow bigger and bigger.
Wow, listening that, like I can feel the cheer thing, and I can feel that how inspired you from these people, and that motivates you to go further also, right? If you are seeing Nandita Shah or any Harsh and Sabha, and it motivates you, right? Yeah, I had to go for it, and that is the inspiration for you. I can say that. Wow, thank you so much for coming to my channel and giving some time. And even people out there will understand about the restaurant, how to open, or all those things. You gave a lot of information, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for watching till the end, and see you in the next video. Namaste. Thank you.